everyone, and welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. What we are doing today is I am going to do a chocolate mint eye look. You know, it might not remind you of chocolate mint, but that's what I thought of, whenever I saw these colors and everything. I thought that would be really pretty in an eye look. Now, I don't know if you like it, but if you do want to see how I got this look, I do hope you watch it. Now, all I did was the actual eye makeup. My face makeup and lips were already done. So, and I do go over the products that I used in the video so that you know what is on my face right now. I do believe I forgot one product. That is the AOA Studio powder. I did forget to mention that one. But everything else I did mention already. So let me know if you like this kind of shorter videos where I focus on one area, like only on eyes or only on face or whatever. Because if you do, that's something I could try to do to start shortening up my videos a little bit. I do try to make them a little shorter if I can, but giving details about the products I'm using as well as the colors and everything to make it more visually impaired friendly does take a little bit extra time than some people might like. So, but, let me know what you do like in the comments down below. And also, please follow me on all of my social media, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. You can even email me at blindbeauty83@gmail.com. All my information will be down below for you to get in touch if you want to. And if you want to see how I got this hairstyle, make sure you tune in tomorrow for this hairstyle look. So, and I do hope that you enjoy the look. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Before I actually get into the eye look, though, I will go ahead and run through what I have on my face currently. All I have on my face, I did get my face makeup done just because I am trying to cut down on the length of these videos. I have on the Found BB Cream in the shade 30. Then I have on a bunch of e.l.f. products, actually. This is the e.l.f. Highlight in White Pearl. The e.l.f. Bronzer in Light Matte. And the e.l.f. Blush in Bright Pink. And I know you may hear things from time to time because my dogs are playing. They're not ones to really stay completely still, but I don't think any dog you can ask them to. So, and then on the lips, I have the lipstick by Wet n Wild, the cat suit, in Berry Recognize. So, I believe that's really it. Besides the brow product I have on my eyebrows is the IT Brow Power right here. So, that's what I have on right now. Now, let's go ahead and jump on in and get started with the actual tutorial, shall we? First, I'm going to take this Maybelline Color Tattoo in Barely Branded. It looks like making sure I had it upright. Barely Branded. And I'm going to just take a smaller flat brush, and I'm dipping into it, really loading this brush up with that. Now, this does work fine using your fingers as well, but just to get the product on, sometimes I do use a brush. So I'm going to do that and sweep it on fairly quick. Forgive me, I do have a little bit of a cold. Well, more than a little bit, but yeah. But I still wanted to film this. So, and I am just putting this mainly on the lid right now, but then as I blend it out here in a moment, I will blend up to the brow bone. Yeah. So, putting it on the lid, and I get a generous amount on each lid. So, you can see where it's a real light color. I've heard it compared to, I believe, MAC Painterly, if you are familiar with that. And I'm using my ring finger and just kind of blending it out. And I'm not going all the way up to the brow necessarily, but to the brow bone, where I really feel that brow bone. That's what I prefer to do. Some people prefer to do all the way up clear to the brow, but I don't typically put eyeshadow right there under the brow anyway, so. But just use your ring finger and blend that out. If you notice, I didn't go real heavy on the face makeup, but every day does not have to be a heavy face makeup day in my book. So, that's what I chose to do today. Now then, all I'm going to do, I'm going to put the lid back on this. Now we're going to be kind of bouncing around, and I do apologize if that confuses anybody, but because of this tutorial having different colors in it, the main palette we're going to be using for a good portion of it is the Wet n Wild, not a basic peach. We'll be using that quite a bit, but right here is the Nicka K 32 Perfect 32 palette. Seeing if there is a shade number to this or anything like that. It does not say a thing to it. Oh, AP030 is on the back here. Looks like this. I broke one of the shades, but we're going to be mainly focusing on this shade right here. It is the third row down, the 6th shade over. Right there. That's the shade we're going to take first. Now, I have not practiced this, which I try to sometimes practice or at least know what the heck I'm doing. That's going to be our lid color, but before we do the lid color, I'm actually going to go into that Not a Basic Peach palette. And I'm going to take the very top color here, whenever you've got the logo towards the bottom, the very top color right there, I'm going to put that all over the lid, just kind of help set that transition, or that base we put down. If you set it, it really does help other things to glide on smoothly over it. I've got this one and the Rose in the Air. I didn't pick up the Comfort Zone, but, these do seem like pretty decent palettes. So, okay. Now then, and I just used a dense brush. This is one of the Real Techniques brushes. I'm not sure which one it is, honestly. This is the Deluxe Crease Brush. A little bit too big for my crease, if you ask me. But we're going to be jumping around brushes-wise, too. But, I say, hey, go with what you got. You don't have to have exactly what I have. Do what you have. Everything does not have to look exactly like you see in a tutorial anyway. But if you do try to recreate this, I'd love to see it. Now I'm going to take my Eco Tools Duo Eye Brush set. I'm using the side that has the slanted tip to it, but I'm going on the opposite side that's like more of a crease side to it. And I'm taking a fixing spray. This is the Makeup Revolution. It's a matte fixing spray, but I've used it before with shimmery products, and it doesn't seem to hurt it, so I say go with what you got. But that's what's right here, so that's what we're going with. And then, like I said, we're going into that green color here. And I think I lost my mirror. No, it's right there. But it's the 6th shade over. And if you can see, we really load up that brush. Now, if you wet it, it really does help it. It seems to adhere to the lid. So that's what I'm going in with first, just to kind of get a base green down. Now, that really is a pretty color, but it's fairly light. Lighter than what I like, but, we're going to pull it all the way into the inner corner here. So, okay, dip back into that same color. I've got everything sitting over on my desk here to the side, so if you see me lean over, that's what I'm doing. So, we're really getting this on that inner corner area especially. I thought a chocolate mint eye look would be so pretty. I really did. And I've never tried to do anything like this, but I thought, hey, why not give it a shot? Okay, now I'm going to go into that 5th shade right next to it that's a little bit deeper green. It's not really as minty of a color, but maybe it'll do a little bit better. It's more of a, almost what I'd call a teal, honestly, instead of a true mint. But we're going to focus that more in the center and outer third of the lid. So, really load this brush up with that color. Loading both sides of it up this time. So, but focusing it right there in the center. It just kind of helps intensify that lighter green that we put down. Right there. And it doesn't come off as a teal, at least not in my opinion. You know, we're leaving that inner corner actually clear, but we're going to go in and touch up that inner corner later anyway, and we'll be touching up the green probably as well. But I just wanted to get the base down. Now I'm going to go into that palette I told you about from Wet n Wild here. That Not a Basic Peach. Okay. Now, there's different shades here that you could choose to use. Now, this isn't going to be too terribly elaborate, so if that's what you were looking for, I'm sorry. But, you know, you go with what you are comfortable with and what you want to do, and I do go very elaborate sometimes. Now, this is one of the Royal and Langnickel brushes here. I'm going to go with this end of the duo-sided brush. And we're going to go into this one shade. It would be at the very bottom of the thing. We're going to pick up just a little bit of that and tap off the excess. Tap off as much as you can, really. Because these do tend to be very powdery. So then we're going to buff that in the crease. Now this reminds me kind of like almost a German chocolate color here. So, we're buffing that all through the crease, all the way to that inner corner, but not going crazy with the inner corner. And we're really just blowing it out a little bit. So, really just going back and forth, doing buffing motions. Now go back in and we're going to do the other side real quickly. Do the other side. Just buffing this on to kind of blow out the color. Whenever you buff, it tends to diffuse the color more. And it blows it out more. Whereas if you go windshield wiper motions, it plants it right where you put it. You know, so, and wherever you lay your brush down first, that's where the most pigment goes. So, like I said, we're taking this all the way to the inner corner, practically. I stop, like, I'd say close to 3/4 of the way in. You don't want to do the tear duct area, but, and then I'm building that up just a little bit more, but doing more windshield wiper. Focusing it more on the outer half of the crease this time. Okay. Just doing slight windshield wiper motions. Wipe, 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 wipe. That's what I think of whenever I'm doing it. You know, just like you see windshield wipers going, whip, 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 whip. So, now then, I'm going to take my, what is this brush? This is the e.l.f. smudge brush, I believe. There's no name to it. We'll be using that here in a minute. Let me go ahead and finish up the actual lid area. Whoops. Okay, I'm going to take the other brush that we hadn't used that has the big fluffy side to it, and then the smaller smudgy area. And we are going to go into the shade that it would be right above. These are very powdery shadows in the Wet n Wild. And this is a dark chocolate brown color in my book. So it is on the if you're looking at the small ones, it is the last one of the small one on the right hand side. And you literally take the brush and just tap it in there about 3 times on the very tip. And you can tell even that had some fallout. So, then I'm going to stamp this right on that outer corner. I went ahead and tapped in a couple more times just because. And I'm stamping this kind of like a stamp and drag motion on that outer V area. Pulling it up into the crease just a little bit. Not going hog wild with it yet. We will be. Okay. Now whatever's left on the brush, I'm just pulling it on through about half the crease. Where we did with the other, that we went ahead and did the windshield wiper motions. That's all I did, about where I stopped there. And I'm really focusing this on that outer V area. So, you're just doing like tap and drag type things. But then once I get it done, I just kind of drag it, what's left on my brush, right into that crease area, the middle of my crease. So that whenever my eyes are open, you can see a little bit of that brown, but you can see quite a bit of the green. Now, what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more rosiness to it, so I'm going to take that shade we used in the crease, and we're going to put some of that in that outer V as well. Kind of like layer it on top here. And we're just going to go back and forth until, you know, it's the intensity that we want it. It's a little bit hot here. In this area at least. So. But. Where I live, the weather doesn't like to make up its mind whether it's going to be cold or hot or spring or winter or... So, you know, but that right there, you know, it gives a little bit, you can see some of the darkness peeking through at the top with that browny, reddy brown shade, but you can also see the green. Now, one thing I like to do, sometimes I will take like, whoops, here it is, right here, whoops, and I just went into the shadow here, but this is the e.l.f. smudge brush. It has really small bristles to it. I'm going to take that shade we used in the crease, just tap it on, you can see it's at the very tip of my bristles, and we're going to put that on the lower lash line here. Just go ever so lightly, almost all the way into the inner corner, but you know, you don't want to go too far in. Even make it a little thicker on that outside area. Well, the trick is to use the tip of the brush okay, that right there. Now, if you wanted to, you could take this and add whatever kind of darkness on that outer area that you want to, but personally, I like doing a lighter look. Now I'm going to go back into that green color that we first used in that Nicka K palette, getting it some on my finger, on my pinky finger. And I'm just tapping that right there in the inner corner, like where the tear duct is, and pulling it down on that lower lash line just a little bit. Doing the same thing on the other side here. And that just kind of helps to brighten up the look even more. So, that right there. Now then, you can stop right here if you want to, but, here it is. What I am going to do, I'm going to take the Essence Superfine Waterproof Liner. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to line my upper lash line. I'm not the best at this, but I try. Look down into a mirror. And it's hard to talk while I do this, so I apologize if I don't talk. But, and then I have to flip my brush around to do that outer part. That's where I end up messing up, honestly. But it kind of gives a little extra oomph to that side anyway. So, and then I even flip it to do the inner part of my left eye. So, I cannot see hardly out of my left eye, so I just have to go more by feel on that outer edge. So, but I'm just kind of trying to fix my liner a little bit here. Even it up just a little bit. Went a little bit too cray-cray on the liner, but, you know, hey, whatever. We all mess up from time to time, right? Okay, so that right there is the liner. I mean, I know I can go kind of crazy with the liner sometime, and it's like I almost do a smoky eye. But to me, it kind of just helps open up my eyes a little bit. Now, this here is the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara. I'm taking that, and I'm going to brush that on my lashes. But first, I'm going to take my lash curler here and curl my lashes really good. And whenever you're curling your lashes, if you put it on there and pump, 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 it really does help to give it a little bit extra curl to it. Okay, now then what I'm going to use is that mascara that I told you about here. I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to do a quick coat on my lashes. This is not the best mascara, but it's not the worst. You know, trust me, I've seen some pretty awful mascaras, even from Wet n Wild. So, now I do have another Wet n Wild that I like it, but I don't like it. It's one of those products I love to hate. You know, or that I'm fickle about, that I like certain aspects of it, but I could do without others, and so, I mean, this does give some decent volume. So, but I did my vlog this morning, posted that, and so I thought I'd do this while I felt up to it. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes putting on makeup just can take a look and amp it up. Or take your mood even and amp it up. But that right there is the mascara. I am going to take the... trying to figure out which one. Okay, yeah. The fluffy side of one of these brushes, the duo brushes. And I'm going to go into this shade right here. It is the second shade down on the left-hand side. And dip into it, tap it off. And then we're just going to go right there under the brow bone and kind of highlight a little bit. I didn't really want to put green up there, but, you know, can still do this. I mean, I really didn't muddy up that green, in my opinion, too much, but you could go ahead and touch up the green even if you want to. But that right there is the finished eye look. So, let me know what you thought about this. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You know, you could even wear this for St. Patrick's Day if you wanted to. I mean, the Nicka K palettes, I believe you can buy these on Amazon. This is the Perfect 32 palette. It has different shades, like here's a bunch of blues, a whole lot of blues here. It's got some pinks that some people might even call them purples, but to me they're more pinky colors. Then you got your lighter tones down here that are more peachy, light peachy, bright orange, browns, greens, blacks, whites, and this right here, let me show you here. This right here is a beautiful, beautiful iridescent almost shade. And then you got a real pretty bright gold down here, a real pretty blue. You know, this is a good palette if you like colorful stuff. Personally, it's hard to build up the color for me. On most of the shadows I have tried. Now, the ones today, I just wasn't that impressed with the color payoff unless I do wet the brush. So, I mean, the palette, best I remember, was only like $4 or $5 at most whenever I bought it a year or so ago. I've had this for a while. So, but, you know, let me know if you do like this kind of look. And if you want to see more colorful looks, like I can try to do more colorful ones here and there. I might try to do some more, especially with the greens in this palette that you see. Because, I mean, there are some really pretty greens right here. Those three, I used two of them, these two today. I didn't touch this one here. This one here is more of a matte colored green. But, you know, who knows what you might see. And then in the palette that I was working out of, the Not a Basic Peach palette, I almost started to solely use this one. It has a real pretty teal color to it. That's what that looks like. Almost solely went with that, but I decided not to. So, but let me know what you think. And also, let me know if you like the shorter videos like this, where it's focusing on one area of the face, rather than full face. You know, because some people don't like to sit through a 30-minute video. And I tried to keep it as short and concise as I possibly could. But I do hope that you have seen my hair video that, or will see my hair video that I do believe I'm putting up tomorrow. Now, obviously, I don't have it done right now, but that's what I'm up to next. So, you know, check that out. If it's already up, I'll make sure to link it down below. And I hope that you have a great day. And please follow me on all my social media. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, all of it. As well as hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified whenever I do upload. You have a great day. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please take a moment and give it a thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a video. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook at BlindBeauty83, and on Twitter I'm BlindBeautyJen. Check the box below for more information, top videos, and my links. Have a great day.